Hello there, this is Jeffrey A. Solidcheck, and today I want to talk to you about the weather. I mean, how much damage did Hurricane Katrina do to New Orleans? I can't remember the exact figure, but I believe it was billions of dollars. And, you got blizzards that do damage, droughts, forest fires, all sorts of stuff that they just do a lot of damage. Shouldn't we spend $1 billion on like a 5-year study to figure out how we can control the weather? I mean, we know that it takes A plus B plus C to make a hurricane. So what if we can eliminate A, B, or C? I mean, look at the weather here. See, I'll type in weather 31419, which is where I am. And let's see what happens. Weather 314. But there's so many things that we could do. Look at this right now. It's 47 out. Let's see. Let's look at our 10-day weather forecast. I mean, this is pathetic. We can do so much with medical science. We can clone organs. We can manipulate DNA. We can replace bone marrow. And just look at all the other stuff that we can do. Wouldn't it be, let's see. I don't know why this isn't typing up. But, okay, here it comes. Yeah, look at this 10-day forecast. I mean, this is cold weather. This kind of weather should be illegal in the South. I moved to the South because I wanted to be warm. Up in Wisconsin, where I'm from, it's like 9 months of sub-zero weather, and then 3 months of hot summer and stuff like that. Up there in July is like heaven, sitting by the lake reading a book. But why don't we learn how to manipulate the weather? Let's look at Star Trek. In the Next Generation, they have an explanation about God and all that kind of stuff, and about controlling the weather. We can do that in the movie Stargate with Kurt Russell. We can manipulate the weather. So we need to spend the money and let's do a study on how we can manipulate the weather. I mean, if we can alter a hurricane and eliminate it, just think of all the money we'll save not having to repair the damage anymore. I mean, this needs to be done. We need to figure out a way we can control the weather, how we can manipulate it, for our needs and stuff like that. We have come so far over the last 100 years. We have developed so much technology, but yet we haven't done diddly squat about the weather. I mean, that's pathetic. Another thing we could do, we have all these colleges and universities. They could be doing the work for free for us in exchange for all the funding and the grants and the loans and all that that the schools get from us. They could do a 5-year study and it wouldn't cost us anything, or cost us very little. So a lot less than $1 billion. But just think, if we can, a hurricane hits up north, and there's a lot of money in the removal of the snow and the damage that it causes. Just think, if we could figure out a way to manipulate the weather, we wouldn't have to pay for these damages anymore. That's what we need to be working on. NASA, instead of looking at space exploration, we need to look at ways that we can control the weather. I mean, this would be a benefit for us. We have come so far. Why not control the weather? I mean, you look at science fiction and all that kind of stuff, and they always say that they can control the weather and stuff like that in these science fiction films. When is that going to become a reality? we need to learn how we can control the weather and to save all this money. I mean, surely, if we had to spend $1 billion, it would be worth it because of all the hundreds of billions of dollars we'd save, manipulating the weather, just being able to eliminate hurricanes and tornadoes and blizzards and droughts and the forest fires and out in California. And and this is not just for the United States. I'm talking about this. I mean, look at St. Martin. 90% of that was wiped out because of a hurricane. So that. If we were able to manipulate the weather, that 90% damage wouldn't happen anymore. So we could save a ton. And that's what we need to do. We have come so far. Now we need to go a little further and control the weather. Anyways, this is Jeffrey A. Solachek, and this is just one of my ideas this time. And as I say, I've got a lot of different subject material here. But anyways, let's see how I can